Welcome to a brand new edition of our analysis. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating topic that's going to completely flip the script on how we view the human body and how it manages its energy reserves. When we hear the word obesity, our minds usually jump straight to one very specific predetermined conclusion. But the medical reality? It's actually way more nuanced than that. We're not here to sound any alarms. Instead, we're going to stick strictly to the science to unravel a bit of a metabolic mystery and uncover the two totally different faces of the exact same coin. Okay, let's dive into this. Did you know there are actually two totally distinct types of obesity? Yeah, you heard that right. There's one form that is, on paper, apparently healthy from a metabolic standpoint, and another that's metabolically unhealthy. It's a wild concept that completely defies what we instinctively think we know about weight. Most of us just assume any extra pounds guarantee immediate health issues, right? But it turns out how your body processes and stores that weight makes literally all the difference in the world. Part 1, the two faces of obesity. We're going to break down these two categories to figure out exactly how our bodies handle excess weight so differently. Let's kick things off with the first side of the coin, metabolically healthy obesity, or MHO. This happens in folks who have a higher body mass index, but, and here is the absolute kicker, they still have picture-perfect vital medical parameters. We're talking about someone with higher body weight, but when you actually look at their blood work, their blood sugar is totally normal. Blood pressure, perfectly fine. Triglycerides, completely within range. It just goes to show that biology really doesn't always play by our visual stereotypes. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why this happens. Honestly, it's all about location, location, location. Folks with MHO tend to accumulate a lot more subcutaneous fat. That's the fat sitting right under the skin, mostly around the hips and thighs. But the absolute crucial part here is they have way less visceral fat. Visceral fat is that dangerous, sneaky kind that packs itself deep inside around your vital organs. Since MHO fat stays closer to the surface, it basically acts like a safe little storage unit, protecting those internal organs from the fallout of excess energy. Part 2, Metabolically Unhealthy Obesity, or MUO. Let's flip that metabolic coin and look at the other side. So here's the profile for MUO. Unlike the MHO group we just talked about, here we see a really direct link with abdominal fat, and much more dangerously, visceral fat. This is the fat you can't necessarily see from the outside, but it literally suffocates your organs on the inside. And because of this incredibly toxic location, the body kicks off a whole cascade of problems. Insulin resistance creeps in, blood sugar spikes, the heart has to work way harder, hello, hypertension, and those triglycerides, they shoot up to worrying levels. It is the classic clinical picture that doctors are always trying to prevent. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark visual contrast between the two. On one side, you've got MHO, with that subcutaneous fat chilling on the hips and thighs, like a relatively passive exterior storage locker. But on the other side, we've got MUO, where the fat actually invades the abdominal cavity and wraps tightly around your internal organs. Guys, this isn't just some aesthetic difference, it is a fundamental shift in how your body functions. The physical location of the fat literally dictates the health of your entire metabolism. To really grasp the impact of this, let's put these vitals side by side. Take a look at blood sugar. In the MHO state, it's perfectly normal, but jump over to MUO and it's elevated. The exact same story goes for blood pressure. Totally normal for MHO, but we're looking at hypertension for MUO. And finally, triglycerides. They stay normal for MHO, but run high in the MUO category. It's essentially a clear medical x-ray of the massive night and day differences these two types of obesity are generating right inside our veins and arteries. Part 3, the hidden risk of MHO. We need to take a step back here and look at the bigger picture. So the crucial point is this. Metabolically healthy obesity absolutely does not mean that excess weight is without risks. I really want us to process that thought for a second. It is a super dangerous myth to just assume MHO is some permanent safe harbor where you're free from consequences. Sure, your lab results might look fantastic today, but human biology is relentless, right? Carrying excess weight for years inevitably, eventually leaves a mark. Let's move to and see how this builds over time. Because honestly, metabolically healthy obesity, that's stage 1, is usually just a temporary phase for a lot of people. Think of it kind of like a grace period your body is offering you. But as time goes on, if nothing changes, we hit stage 2, the appearance of those metabolic problems. Your body's safe surface storage fills up, and it's forced to start depositing fat viscerally, and inevitably, that pushes us right into stage 3, full-blown MUO. It's a very clear evolutionary timeline, and our ultimate goal is to block that transition from happening in the first place. Which brings us right to the fundamental conclusion of our analysis today. Obesity is simply not metabolically the same for everyone. There's this invisible battle constantly waging inside the body, an incredibly fine line between safely storing fat on your hips and thighs and that toxic infiltration around your vital organs. But deeply understanding this difference between MHO and MUO, that gives us an amazingly powerful tool. It gives us a window of opportunity to take action. So I'm going to leave you with this essential question. Now that you actually know the difference, what tests should you be proactively tracking right now? And more importantly, how can you prevent that dangerous transition from MHO to MUO in your very own life? Thank you so much for joining us for this analysis and for being as passionate as I am about figuring out how the human body ticks. Until next time, stay curious.